Now members, we are going to see how do we read these values from the table basically in this lesson. But we said in the last lesson we saw that this 8, I mean 7, now let us see 8. 8 is when you have when these two are different. The other, this was the same, but now let us see what happens if they are different. So, in the probability from this up to this, it's the same thing as you get a probability from here up to here, which is from Z up to ZB. And then also get plus the probability from 0 to now. You take the magnitude of this if it's not the same as this. Just take the magnitude because in our table we always read positives. So that's why we take the negative of the modulus of this, and now this will come to a positive. So you drop the sign in simple terms. So when you come to this now, you know how we expand this from errors. The same as negative p less zp. And then we say this one is the same as this, then we read the modulus of this. When we read the modulus of this, it will get it to a positive, then this and this are the same. This is p, this is p, which will give you to p. What about when we want the modulus of z greater than p? Now, always our table is reading cumulative, I mean such values with less. So you just convert this now to a less sign. So it will be 1 minus. So if you want this greater than this, it will be now 1 minus the probability of this, now less than this. We said in the continuous, because number distribution is a continuous distribution, then signs are not important here. They are same. So now, but I have seen that the order of this is 2p. That's why I'm getting that. Let us get some note. When finding the z probabilities, it's always advisable to sketch. That's why the question will be like this. Then it's better you do sketch. Now I'm going to show you how you read it from a table and how you use a calculator to get these values. So from here, what I do, they want the value from 0. Remember, this is our 0 up to 0.65. So this is the value I want. I want this probability. So what I do, I just bring the table and I read this value. So in simple terms, I read this value from the table and this probability will be. So this is the table, this is the table I'm talking about. These are the tables I'm talking about. So mine is an updated one. It's on page 51 and read it from cumulative normal distribution. So what happens there? So I'm going to come and show you. So what we do, our z now here, the z we are taking is the value of z. So our z is 0.65. So let me show you here. Our z, this z here. This is the other z we have, so it's 0.65. So this one is reading to one decimal place. So we have 0.65. So the 0.6 is here. I think we see it. Then we are going to add. Then we read under 5. Under 5. You start under 5, it's here as 0.2422. So it's 0. I think it's 0.65. So this one is, we first take the first decimal, 0.6, then 5. It means that we are reading under 5. So it's 0.2422. So this is 0. Here the value of read is 242. As simple as that. Now let me show you how you can get this using a calculator. Now using a calculator, of course, this one is the f of x. So this is what happens. What you do, this is how you want to read that value. You come and you press this mode. It gives you that. You press it again. It gives you now the standard deviation. Now you press 1. After pressing 1, it will give you that sign SD. Then after that, you press shift. Now you need the distribution. Distribution, you see that here it's 3. Then you press shift. Then you press this 3 here. That brings a distribution. Now you need the Q. Now our Q is the Z there. In simple terms, it's the Z. So now you press 2. So you press this 2 here. When you press 2 now, it brings which value of Q? The value of Q there we have is 0. Okay. Let me 0.65. So the value now of Q, then you close your bracket here. Then you press equals. I think you see the value if you round off to 4 decimal places. I think you see it's the same value we have there. So that's how we use the calculator to get this, and that will be our values. The same, you round off to 4. These are given to 4 decimal places. When I come to this now, I want above. So above, so this was between this and this. Now I want this one above. So above 0.6. So if this is my 0.56, I want now above it. So this is the probability I want. Remember, this is normal, this is 0. So meaning, we say that now, the whole of this is 0.5. So now that probability will be 0.5. Now we subtract off this one from here up to here. Then we shall get the other remaining. So minus probability of 0.65. So when we get this, remember the whole of this is 0.5. So if you want to get the other ratio, we shall get 0.5 minus this one, then we shall get the remaining. Because we said this part is 0.5 and also this part is 0.5. Why? Because symmetric and this and the area under it is 1. So when you add 0.5 and 0.5, you get a 1. So this would be 0.5 minus, but we've seen this one already. It's 0.2422. And then subtract that from the calculator. Your answer will be minus 0.2422. You get 0.2578. As simple as that. Now I'm going to come back to this. Let us first focus on this one. Now this one, the one that's less. You see it's positive, so it's here. If it's positive, it's always this side. So 0, this is our Z. But now our Z is 1.751. So we want a value less. So less of this, it's this side here. So what we do, we say for this one, we get the whole of this. We know that from here up to here is 0.5. Then plus, from here up to here, we read off this probability. In the Z table, 1.751. So what happens if I read that? It's going to give me now 0.5 plus. We come into our table. Now let me show you how you read when you have 3 decimal places. What you do, you see that our value is, now our Z is 1.751. So we first read 1.7. You see my 1.7 is here. So my 1.7 under 5. So you move. So this is 1.7, but we are the next decimal place is 5. So under 5. So this is under 5. It's 4.599. But remember you have a 1. I think you see that 1. Then you come, you go. From this value you are going to add on, we are adding it under 1. So we are adding a 1. When you add this 1, now to this value we got here, when you add it there, you get 0.46. So in simple terms, this one is 0.46, which will give us 0.96. You want pressing on the calculator to know this. Treat is only this. So let me show you what happens if we address that on a calculator. So you get your calculator. So you get your calculator in there. Now you come, still you press shift, you press this mode. You press mode until when it brings SD. When it brings SD, you see that they are telling you that to command it to 1. You come and you press a 1. After commanding it a 1, now you see, you come to this distribution here. I think it's this distribution here. But you see that they are telling you that you first shift. So you press shift, then you press this 3 here. Then it will give you Q. Then you press 2. Our Z is now the Q. So you press that you want this 2. Then you press that 2. When you press 2, it brings it up. You just put in the other value 1 point. So you put in 1.751. Then you cross brackets and then you press equals. I think it's bringing 0.46 to 2 decimal places. This is what we add there. I think now you are mature. This is what you got, then plus this, that's what you get there. So now, that's how you use a calculator. So in the rest, I'm going to just press it because I'm sure that now you know. When I come now to this one is negative. Now it's negative, we press it this side, we want negative 2. But we want less. So less is this. From this going the other side, less. So we say this one is the same as, this probability will be the same as the whole of this from here up to here, 0.5. Then minus the probability from here up to here, z. But when we are taking modulus of this, which will be now 0.5, and as probability of z, modulus of any negative, it will be now a positive. Now you get 0.5. Now you read the table or you press the calculator. Now let me press the calculator here. So me, I'm getting 0.4773. And when I subtract this, I get 0.02. So that's what I get. When I come to this, now we start, we have it as a negative, but we want it to be greater. So it's here, because it's negative. This is our 0, this is our 0 also. So this is negative, so it's going to be negative 0.345. I think we have seen how to read this. So this will be now the probability. We shall add. We want this to be greater, so going to the other side is greater. So we shall add, we know that we go from here up to here, possible 0.5. Now plus our probability from here up to here, we get the modulus of this. So we shall get now 0 less z less modulus of this, which will be now negative 0.345. We said if it's a modulus, now it will be a positive. Now plus probability of 0 less z less 0.345, and this will be the answer. Okay. You press that Q. I think you are now okay. Press the calculator like you can do it. This is 0.135, and when we add, this will give us 0.635, and that will be my answer. Now when I come to this, I'm going to come to this, don't worry. When I come to this now, you start it's between this and this. So you say this is the probability using this idea here. These are different. So what we do, we say this is the same as the probability. We take now, this one is positive 0.6, and this one is negative 1.4. We need this probability here between them. So from this up to this, so we say we get the probability of z less 0.6, then plus probability z. Now we take the modulus of this, the modulus of this, and the modulus of this will be 1.4, which will be, then you press this on the calculator, or you read it from the table as we saw. So me here I'm getting 0.2258. Then when I press that, I get 0.4193. And when we add that, we get 0.2258 plus 0.4193. Get 0.6451. That will be my answer there. Now, I have these two remaining. You say that this one is very easy if it's less, because our table score is reading this side here. So this one is saying from here. Oh, it's not I see here. Whenever I have modulus less of, you just get 2p. So this will be now twice. Now, if it's less twice of, probability for 0 less z less now this value 1.78. So then you say this will be times, then you press this on the calculator. When it's less, you just get 2 times the z value of this, which will give me there. I'm getting 1.78. Then I cross, I press equals, it will be 0.4625. When I multiply by 2, 625 times 2, and I get 0.925. In simple terms, this one wanted from a negative 1.78 to a positive 1.78. So this is the probability we want. This is how we expand this from negative to a positive. That's what this modulus means. Now when I come to this one is this case here. So this will be the probability of 1 minus, we say, probability of now modulus of z less 2.326, which will be now 1 minus, this one we have seen is twice, now the probability of this 0 less z less 2.326, and in place it we have 1 minus 2 into 2.326, then it cross, I'm getting 0.49. Then I multiply it by further subtract, my answer will be 0.02. So members, that's how we use the calculator, and that's how we read the table. So that's, members, we have seen how you read this. We have seen how you read this. This one is just take the magnitude and read it too. Now, how do we read it too? Let me show you how I read this too. If I add my table. So 2 is to one decimal place, which is 0. So this one is 2.0. So I will come in my table. Then you see, I check for my 2. You see my 2 is here. Then you see I'm adding nothing. So I think you see that I'm adding nothing at all. So this will be 0.47. I think you see the value there. Under 2. We are reading under 2. 0.477 there, as you see it there. 477. Then you subtract. That's what you get from the table. Okay. So here the table is 2, here is 3. So in most cases, we are advised to use the table. But this one doesn't deviate as you've seen it there. So this is 2. So if this is 2, then this one is going to be 8. As simple as that. So that's how we use the table, and that's how we use the calculator to get these values. I wish you well. Now we are going to see, in most cases, when they give us x, we need this value of z. That's why this is just a process step to help us answer the full questions. Now, if they give us z, if they give us x, we always do this over sigma so that we get this value of z. And if we have this value of z, it's what is going to be here, then read it from the table. So, when they give us x, we standardize it to get z, and this z will be a value here, and we read it from the table. These are really the z values that we shall get always. So this one is helping us always to get the z value. So that's it, members. I wish you well. See you in the next lesson.